Welcome everyone. This is a new thing for my blog. I've never done one of these before, an audio and video review of a golf course that's in the process of a renovation. I had a great opportunity to go out to Royal New Kent on Friday, October 5th, and I took a tour of the facility as it's in the process of a renovation by Wingfield Golf. I got put in contact with them through Adam Lawrence Golf Architecture magazine, and I got in contact with Barton Tuck and his son Noel, and they took possession of the property back in June, 1st of June, and I was shown around the property by Willie Downs. He's the site foreman. I don't know if that's his official title. It's in the videos that you'll see, that's what he referred to himself as. So he's the site foreman. There is a lot of good work going on at Royal New Kent. All the bunkers have to be repaired. Some of those are being done in-house. Some are being done by contract work. That'll be covered in some of the stuff with Willie. And I have to admit, when I first read the article about the course, I was kind of nervous when I heard that New Kent was going to be having a renovation. And the reason I was nervous is because it's a Mike Strantz course. And my first thought was something like, if whoever has this and whoever's doing this renovation doesn't know what they're doing, and they're trying to leave their own mark on it, if you will, they could really mess up something that's really good, because obviously with Mike Strantz, there's only a handful of courses that he designed around. There's only 8 of them, not counting what he did with Fazio. But then I heard that the contractors that they were getting to do a lot of the bunker work and a lot of the really substantial changes, not like changing out irrigation and stuff like that. The company that they have doing the work is Land Innovations, and that's some of Mike Strantz's guys. They were there when Royal New Kent was being built, and they saw the process all the way through from start to finish. And so it's those guys who are coming back in. And that really, when I read that, I was like, okay, this is cool. These guys, this is going to be good. That was my thought, was that it was going to be really good, what they were doing. And what I saw out there was fantastic. Just a little background before we get into it. As I said, Wingfield took possession of the property on June the 1st, and when they took possession of it, the course hadn't been maintained for about 12 months. The grass in the fairways was 10, 12 inches deep. The greens were dead, and there's a piece in there where we talk specifically about the greens. There was no turf equipment on hand, so obviously when the previous management left, they took the turf equipment. I guess they were trying to sell that or whatever, but either way, there was no turf equipment on hand, so that had to be brought in from some of the other Wingfield properties in the area. That was a good benefit, was that they were able to get that in there. And one thing that just shocked me was, it seems like basically they just locked the doors on the clubhouse one day and left, because as it was explained to me, when they took over the club, there were still shirts on the hangers in the clubhouse and dirty dishes in the sinks, and there was a cooler full of food downstairs that by that point was rotten, because the power company had turned the power off a long time ago. And so they had a cooler full of rotten food that they had to deal with as they were trying to take over the golf course. That's just the kind of stuff you can't there's just no way you think about that before you take over. But all that's done. They've got the equipment out there. They've got a great superintendent on staff, Matthew LeCompte. He's a North Carolina State guy. I'm a North Carolina State guy, so that's cool to see him being able to take over there. I didn't have a chance to speak with him very much because he was busy, as superintendents are always very busy. But the way Willie Downs talked about him, he's a really sharp guy, and I think the course is going to be in good hands once they can get it open. So I appreciate you listening to me for this long. It's a good overview of what's going on at New Kent, and now we're going to go ahead and get into the videos where I'm talking to Willie out on the course, and we're looking at specific things that they are doing out there to improve the course. All right, here we are, Royal New Kent bunker project going on. I'm out here with Willie Downs. What are you? You're the site superintendent?
Yeah, we're one of the partners on the renovation of the course, and working with Wingfield. And this is capillary concrete, which will allow water to go through the sand and through the concrete down to the drain, so the sand doesn't get contaminated. And it keeps the slopes having to be maintained so much. And it's kind of a relatively new process that we're putting in place here in some of the more severe bunkers.
All right, thank you very much. All right, we're back out here with Willie. We're on the 5th green here. I'm gonna zoom down here, and so you can see how healthy the new Champion turf is that they're putting out here. How long ago was it? You said we were
about
sprigged it?
7 weeks ago.
So just 7 weeks ago, these were sprigged, and yeah, I'm looking here, and 7 weeks after sprigging, I tell you, this is
They're playable.
This could absolutely be playable, and it's probably better than most courses around here in the area. We'll look down the fairway here. The what do we have? It looks like 6 or 7 really high spots of weeds there. That's issues with the drainage in the course. That's one of the projects they've got planned. You said you have to dig up all the irrigation pipes and put new piping in?
Got to dig them up and put tees in them and pack them with gravel and put sod on them, yep.
Okay, so that's a project, and you see them here, they're mowing the fairways, actually with a fairway mower, so that's very good. The course had been neglected for 18 months?
For 7 months, been neglected. We have about 12 inches of grass in the fairways. Since cutting it, it has made it come in strong, and the Bermuda and the Zoysia are both coming in real well.
So 7 months of mowing, you had 12 inches of grass in the fairway where that fairway unit's going right now. And right now the fairways look good. Walking on them, you can tell they're still a little bit thin. I think that's probably what they were expecting, but I think that's right where they're expecting them to be. I think next spring, once they get it open, it'll be really good once they can get some fertilizer and stuff on them back in the growing season. So this is the 6th tee. This is number 6, right? Yeah, number 6. Some changes that were made by the previous owners. You see the bunker over here, right over my finger. That was it's grass face now, and it was originally supposed to be sand. And the same thing for the bunkers over there on the left. And the process that we showed earlier with the capillary concrete, that's going to go on here. All those are going to be dug out, and it's going to be flash sand. And the trees that are in the bunker more in the foreground here, those are going to go away, and that should dramatically change what this hole looks like from now compared to when they can get the course open. Anything you want to add, Willie?
Yeah, I mean, the grass face and the big bunker on the right changed the whole character of the hole. So we're going to bring that back to sand and put concrete on that face like we showed you before. And the same with the 3 bunkers on the left. We're going to do that concrete there, and it will, you know, bring the hole back to the beauty that it was when it first opened. So.
All right, thank you.
That's 6 clubs.
All right, here we are, number 12. Back again. I just tried to make a video and it didn't work. That's okay. We're live action here. You got the 4 bunkers in front here that are redone. It's the same concrete work that was done elsewhere. Something different about this hole, obviously you see there's a couple townhouses around the side. I believe this is the only hole out here that has houses. There's 2 greens towards, or 2 bunkers towards the back that are going to be redone. Those are being redone by the superintendent and his staff. And you can see them mowing the greens. So that's good. Like we said, 7 weeks since it was sprigged, and they're mowing and they're looking good. You said it was what, 60 yards?
60 yards deep. So
60 yards deep on this green.
You can set up a lot of different clubs here depending on where the pin is.
And a huge benefit for that, for the club and for the golfers, is that if there's a patch of the green that doesn't look, that's not healthy, you can just close it off and you can move it to the other part. And certainly a green that deep, that's something that you see a lot from Mike Strantz. As you can tell, you can probably hear the wind blowing. All this stuff you see, all the scabby little pine trees and all the wispy grass that's blowing in the wind here, that's all going to be gone once they get the course open, and I think that'll really help this hole to look really great, coupled with the bunker work. All right, here we are. We're looking back down the 14th hole, and what is it that was going on right here in this depression in front of us here?
This was the worst drainage problem we had, where this would fill up like a lake, this whole area. So we had to drill a pipe from this point about 500 feet through that hill on the side, on way down the side there, where it would drain positively down slope.
Now that's over to the left of us as we're looking through the camera.
And a lot of these junipers on these points we're going to take out, along with these little pine trees. The junipers were added as an amenity to the course, and we like them, so we're not going to take all of them out, but some of these ones that come down and kind of obstruct the view of the second shot to the green, we're going to take out. So.
And you said part of the reason you may not take some of them out is just the grass is so thin underneath.
It's bare ground underneath them, and it would be hard to get grass to grow during the winter here. And it might be a later project, but
okay. You can see obviously the bunkers up here on the green. They're really not there. That's another part of the contract project that they have going on. And the pine trees that you can see in the background, the small ones, those are all going to be taken out too on this hole. So this is another one that'll have a real different look, much better look once the renovation work's done.